Calling me to the bustle of East London is our next woody longlister. I'm looking for a wooden house in a brick street, and there isn't one. But hidden away behind this traditional Victorian home is a magical wooden wonderland. This is Grain House, the clue's in the name. On the outside, it's draped from top to toe in a skin of Siberian larch battens, some charged to a grimy black, some left natural to weather. Inside, it's a hymn to ash, Douglas fir, oak, and walnut. It's a woody, woven extension to a refurbished house. In the new wing, the kitchen dining space spans the rear of the building, connected to a snug lower ground floor sitting room, and beyond that, to a bedroom and bathroom. At the side of the house is a new connecting staircase that wraps around a tiny double-height courtyard. This enchanting modern-day woodman's house is home to Max, Lucy, and their 5-year-old daughter, Sylvia. And like all good fairy tales, it started with a love story. Hello.
Hi.
Come on in.
Thank you very much. Oh, this is nice. Down we go. Down. Ooh, into a world of wood. Yes. You have a tree in the house. Inside. I mean, outside. Inside. This two-story courtyard and the stair that draws you down into the extension captivated the RIBA judges. And how fitting to have a living tree in a home that's a shrine to wood of every variety. What's that staircase, mate?
So that's an ash staircase.
Ash, is it? It's quite, the figure's quite strong in it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the atrium is oak.
Atrium's oak, floors are Douglas fir,
Right.
kitchen's walnut and ash, and then we have different woods in the house as well.
The different timbers serve different purposes. Douglas fir is great for floorboards because it absorbs sound. Ash is strong and springy enough for a staircase. And in the kitchen... Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice. The furniture has panels of decorative walnut framed in more ash for strength. And very, very nice, discreet handles, all done in timber, in the same timber as the drawers themselves. So these are all walnut, are they?
They're all walnut.
The celebration of timber spills over into an enthusiasm for other materials too. Blush pink handmade tiles, lime plastered walls, and a worktop made of luminescent Italian marble. These carefully considered robust materials are thanks to Lucy, who came to site every week and was intensely involved in the project. Of course, it wasn't good enough to just find the best materials. Lucy also found the best craftsman for the job. She commissioned the kitchen and many of the other wooden elements from the wood wizard, Sebastian Cox. To make this house beautiful was Max and Lucy's great aim. And it led to them making some unorthodox decisions. Like the courtyard, which could have been space for an extra bedroom. They went backwards and forwards with their architect, Nick Hayhurst, on it.
And there was quite a bit of kind of, shall we do it, shall we not do it, shall we do it, shall we not do it? The fact that you're taking valuable square meterage away and turning that into an outside space is something which is challenging.
To turn this Victorian semi into a space that would work elegantly, the stairs have been moved and walls shifted to completely reconfigure the lower ground floor. While above, the formal sitting room and bedrooms have been respectfully refurbished. It took them 9 months and thousands of hours of work. And then, 3 days after they moved in, it was almost ruined by a burst pipe. Thankfully, Grain House lives to tell the tale, and so it deserves to, because this is no quick fix-it-up refurbishment. Lucy and Max have thoughtfully, carefully taken what was here and revitalised it. You or I might, I don't know, rip out a kitchen every 10, 15 years, change the bathrooms every 20, more often if we're obsessive. But here, that wasn't the case. The building's been so well clarified that it's allowed Lucy and Max to add of themselves, to put in extraordinary pieces. It shows, doesn't it, that if you invest in craftsmanship, it will reward you, and carry on doing so. Our next long lister is in the Surrey Hills and does just that. Michelle's come looking for it behind a seemingly ordinary 1930s cottage.
Wow. From the front, you'd never imagine this.
This is House for Theo and Oskar, under a remarkable and complicated wooden roof that stretches 11 metres from out into the garden to deep inside the house. Like a magical tree canopy, it's designed to bring delight and joy to 10-year-old Theo and 8-year-old Oskar, both born with a rare genetic disease called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. They live here with their 4-year-old brother Luca and parents Nick and Clara.
For us, the house represents the possibilities for Theo and Oskar with the disease they have.
A fully wheelchair-accessible single-storey extension has been added to the original house. Theo and Oscar's rooms open onto the garden, while behind is Luca's room and a wet room. An open-plan kitchen and family garden room connect the new to the old, where the grown-ups have their own sitting room. Nick and Clara wanted the boys to have fun rooms that didn't feel in any way institutional. The idea of a space that felt like a tree house with its own canopy was suggested by the husband and wife team of architects David Tigg and Rachel Cole.
The big statement of this design has got to be this roof. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before.
This whole design, it was about the relationship with the garden, the trees around us and nature as a whole.
The roof needed to be incredibly strong to support the hoists and slings that Theo and Oskar will need in the future. Even when the boys are no longer mobile, they'll still be connected to the outside world here. The whole house has been future-proofed, the hallways widened and the floors levelled for easy wheelchair access. But fashioning such a bespoke home doesn't come cheap. Incredible. And what a tribute to everyone involved. Suppliers donated the materials they could, depending on what they had available. But that created another set of problems.
Actually, at the front of the house, we originally envisaged a sort of a burnt timber cladding. However, we found out actually we could only use slate because one of the kind suppliers said, I've got an abundance of this, so, please, use it as and where you need. So we had to sort of very, very quickly evolve it over literally 2 days, going from one finish to a completely different finish and all the kind of intricacies and detailing of that, then immediately build it on site, almost as if we were designing it on the go.
The wait for this house was worth it. Its design and its materials have an important job here to enhance the boys' lives.
This building shows you the power and possibility of architecture. It shows you that when you combine determination with ingenuity and compassion, you really can create something that is literally life-changing.
Will it be World's Barn, a stack of concrete cladding and Corten steel disguised as a rusty old shed? Slot House, the steel-framed micro-home that's been squeezed into an impossibly tight site. Kyle House, the Scottish Scandi eco-retreat where worlds collide. Local stone on the outside, exquisitely honed Danish timber within. Grain House, a wonder world of superbly crafted wood. Or the house for Theo and Oskar, under a soaring roof that pushes engineering boundaries to improve the lives of the family who live there. The architect, Amin Taha, is the chair of this year's judges.
So, in materials and craftsmanship, you've shortlisted 2 buildings. Which is the first? slot house. Classic urban leftover site. In that extremely narrow space, what they've done is use the bare amount of material necessary to hold up the roof.
So, Slot House gets on the shortlist. But there's room for one more house in the materials and craftsmanship category. So tell me about the second project that you shortlisted.
A house for Theo and Oskar. It ultimately got shortlisted because its extension structure is actually resolving a number of problems which are related to health, which are related to pleasure of looking out and connecting into the garden.
So, House for Theo and Oskar joins Slot House with a place on the shortlist. Two homes that push at boundaries and celebrate the limitless potential of engineered timber, steel and craftsmanship. Next time, we'll be exploring houses that offer ingenious solutions to thorny problems.
It's fast-flowing, aggressive water. You really have to be very careful not to lose your footing.
Get swept away. 5 more breathtaking buildings filled with moments of wonder. Wow. Oh, that's nice.